Greetings everyone, so for this week's game day, we decided to cook some pulled pork picnic and pork belly sliders, and we're going to be smoking this week. So the first thing to do with pretty much any meat that you get, you're going to see this several times in pretty much every one of our videos, is you take the meat, you wash it off, and then you pat dry it. So you can see me running around the kitchen, pat drying it in this case. Now the rub that we used was a pretty standard rub that we use for pretty much any kind of pork. And in this case, it's a mustard because it gives us a nice little crust, and then on top of that, we rub it with a pretty kind of standard, something kind of sweet, like sugar, garlic, pepper. Experiment with what you want. We use paprika and a little bit of cayenne, just a pinch to give it a little bit of a kick. Now the pork belly, which was by far the best thing out of this game day, you do the exact same thing. We don't do any kind of trimming. We trust our butcher, and I recommend that you find someone you can trust. Just like in real life, you really can only rely on trust. So in our case, we used a little bit of liquid smoke as a binder just to kind of keep the dry rub together. And the dry rub was a very simple one, just garlic, custom crushed black pepper, I'm going to say, and then salt, equal parts of everything. And you do a really light dry rub. You don't want it to take too much, but you definitely want enough salt to kind of give it a quick overnight cure, because with both this and the pork picnic, you wrap it up in some saran wrap or clear plastic wrap, whatever you want to call it, and then go ahead and slap it in your fridge overnight. So the next morning we went ahead and started up the grill. As you can see here, we always use a chimney, and I recommend everyone do the same. Here you can see to the left both the meats, and we set the internal temp about 200. Here's about after 2 hours. Now after 2 hours, every hour, we decided to spray it with just a straight up apple juice. Now after about 3 hours, we went ahead and put the pork belly under direct heat. You can see it here next to our wood, so it's a really hot direct smoke to kind of burn off as much fat as we can. However, the pork picnic we went ahead and wrapped up, and whatever juice you have left over in that sprayer, you just pour it, wrap it up, and then take the pork picnic to about 165 to 180, your choice. Here's the afterwards for the pork belly. I can't tell you how good this was. Here you can see it chopped. There's a nice little smoke ring there, and here you can see it inside of the slider. These were incredibly delicious. I put the full recipe down in the description. Here's the pork picnic after we went ahead and took it off the grill. Here you can see how juicy it is. You can see a nice little smoke ring there. And then you can chop it up or you can slice it, whatever you want, but here's some sliders for that perfect game day meal. Thanks for watching. I hope you all have a good game day.